Hi everyone, and welcome to today's workout video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today we're going to be doing a workout using a long loop resistance band. This band has a good amount of resistance to it, but please feel free to choose whichever band you have in your home that is going to work best for you. Give the moves a try, see which one feels the best, and then choose that loop to get through the workout. This workout is going to primarily focus on upper body with a little bit of core in there as well. So if you are working on things like handstands or walking on your hands or headstands or any kind of arm balance, this will be a really great thing to add into your exercise routine so you can develop that strength and a little bit of core strength as well to help you get into those arm balances and yoga inversions if that's what you're working on. Otherwise, if you're just focusing on building some upper body strength, this will also be a great routine to add to your exercise program. And when you're ready, you can go ahead and grab your long loop resistance band and meet me back here on the mat and we'll begin. Okay, so to begin, just go ahead and place your resistance band on the ground. Let's do a little bit of a warm-up so that we can get our bodies moving a little bit before we dive right into the workout. So take your feet a little bit wider than hip distance. We'll bring the arms out in front of us. Go ahead, lower down for a couple air squats. As we move, we're going to think about shifting the weight back into the heels as you sit down into an imaginary chair, trying to keep the resistance through the glutes. So what you don't want to do is just kind of drop down into it and lose that resistance through the glutes and the hamstrings. Instead, keep the glutes and hamstrings loaded, legs are strong, you're driving your knees out to the side, arms come out in front for some balance, chest stays nice and proud and high. And then we'll release, roll the shoulders back. Just dial your awareness into the shoulder joints. How does it feel? Is it crunchy? Is it smooth? Is there one side that feels a little better than the other? And then let's go in the other direction. From here, lift both arms up. Let's send the left arm forward, right arm back, and reach out in front of you and then back behind you. Little micro bend of your knees. Most of the weight in the heels. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, let's take it to the other side. Find a good rotation through your spine. One more time each side. Breathe in, lift the arms up. Breathe out, reach out in front of you and back behind. Hips stay forward, but your upper body's looking out to the right. Breathe in, sweep the arms up. Breathe out, right arm out in front, left arm out and back. Hips stay facing forward. Chest begins to turn to the left. Then from here, both arms come up. We send the hips back. Feet are still about hip distance, maybe a little wider. Hands are going to come down to the thighs. I like to have my fingers pointing inward like this. And then from here, begin to arch your back. So reach your tailbone up and back. Reach your chin up and forward. Let the chest come forward. Then exhale, round your back. Tuck your chin towards your chest. Inhale, lift up, look up. Exhale, round. Create some space between the shoulder blades. Inhale, lift. And exhale, round. Good. Send the hips back even more as the hands come down to the ground. Step your feet back. Begin to pedal out your knees in this downward facing dog. Just check in, see what's going on through the backs of the legs, to the hips. You may want to give your head a little shake out. Pressing into the palms to create some length through the armpits. And then from here, let's step the right foot towards the front of your mat. Come up onto your fingertips and send the right arm up. Nice little twist here. Try to keep your hips even. Press through your right heel. Bring the right hand down and begin to walk your way over to the other side. Hips come down, left leg bends. Sweep the left arm up, pressing through the left heel. And then begin to release, and we'll just lunge side to side here. Aiming to keep the feet on the ground, the heels rooted into the ground as you lower down. And then come through center. Heel toe your feet together. Send your hips back. Arms out to the side, neutral spine. Lift the arms up overhead. And exhale. Okay, now we're ready to move. All right, go ahead and grab your resistance band. So I'm going to show you the movements, give you a couple talking points. You can just do a couple repetitions to become familiar with these movements, and then we'll get into the actual workout. So the first movement we're going to do is called a shrug. You're going to hook your foot on top of the band here, like so. Feet are about hip distance or so. See if you can stand up nice and tall. Now already I feel quite a bit of resistance. So I'm going to take a little tiny bend of my knees. From here, just pick your shoulders up towards your ears and then lower down. We lift up, lower. So these are banded shrugs. Go ahead and give those a couple tries and see how those repetitions are for you. You want to feel some good resistance here as you lift up and lower. The next movement we have is a band pull apart. So you may have to play around depending on the resistance of your band. You can do your band pull aparts like this. You can open up a little wider. You can drop it down to just one and let the rest of the loop hang rather than pulling on both sides of the loop like this. So totally up to you. Because this has quite a bit of resistance, I'm going to drop down to just using one rather than the band together. And I'll take my hands about shoulder distance. Now, however you choose to hold the band, you want to be sure that your hands are just a little lower than your chest. So just a little lower of dead center of your chest. And then plug your arms into the body. So what I mean by that is instead of coming out here with it and rounding your back, you want to plug the arms into the body. Draw your shoulder blades gently towards one another. You're not arching your back, but they are plugged into the body. From here, you're going to begin to open up. So we're going to pull that band apart. Now, as you do this, we need some stability through the legs and through the core. So be sure that you have a tiny micro bend of your knees. I'll just turn to the side so you can see what I'm talking about. Small bend. What you don't want to do is be kind of locked out through your legs and have an arch through your back like this. Instead, nice neutral pelvis, and we pull apart. Okay, so that's the band pull apart. Next, we have a face pull. So you can step into your band. There's a couple different ways you can do this. Take your feet about hip distance, maybe a tiny bit wider. Now, if you have quite a bit of resistance, you could probably just do it like this. You'll take your hands a little narrower, as shown, not as wide as shoulder distance, but narrower. And you'll bring the elbows out to the side as you pull up. The other option is to add a little twist like that through your band. This is if your band is a little more slack. So it kind of depends on what sort of band you're using. And then you'll pull up there as well. So play around with what's going to work best for you. Try both of those methods now and see what feels right. You want the elbows kind of out to the side, tiny micro bend of the knees, hips go back, weight in the heels. And that's your face pull. And then for our next movement, we're going to lose the band and come into a side plank. Couple different ways you can do a side plank. You can do it on your hand. What I strongly recommend is making sure that your shoulder is not directly over top of your wrist, but just slightly back. It's going to feel a little better for your shoulder that way. Now, if this is too much, the other option is to come down onto the shin, like so. If it's a lot on your wrist, you can come down and do it on your forearm. If you're going to do it on your forearm, your elbow is going to be underneath the shoulder. That's going to feel a little better, a little more stable for your shoulder. And again, you have options here. You can stack your feet. You can stagger. If it's too much on the core, you can come down onto your shin, like so. We'll do those, obviously, on both sides. Then we'll rest, and then we'll repeat. So, as I mentioned at the top, we want to be sure that we are challenging ourselves. For those last 2 reps or so, you want it to feel like a real challenge when you're moving that resistance band. So dial in your awareness with what's going to work best for you. Aim for between 8 to 12, or if you have a resistance band that is a little more loose, you could go higher in your repetitions. You kind of just have to work with whatever you've got in terms of your equipment, and then also what you're feeling in your body. You want to be challenged, but not so challenged that you lose your form. Okay, so let's get into it. We're going to do 4 rounds of this workout. So we're starting off with the shrugs. You can step into it, feet about hip distance or so, aiming to stand tall. Here we go for some shrugs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale as you lift the shoulders. 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, and 10. Now if you're doing more, just go ahead, keep going, and meet us on over at the next movement. Band pull apart is next. So find your setup that's going to work best for you. Knees are bent a little bit, hips go back a little bit, hands are just below the chest, and we open up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Focus on squeezing the shoulder blades towards one another. 7, 8, 9, 10. Face pull is next. Going to step into the band, taking the feet about hip distance or so. Option to twist the strap or not, whatever is going to work best for you, totally up to you. Narrower position with the hands. Hips go back a tiny bit, little bend of the knees, core is really strong as you pull up. 2. Exhale as you lift your arms. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great job. Heading right into our side plank. Come down onto your mat. Option to come down into your forearm or your hand. Option to be on your shin, your feet stacked, your feet staggered, totally up to you. I'm going to hold it here. Let's hold it here for 20 seconds. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, lift those hips, 2, and 1. As we take it over to the other side, be really mindful about which direction your hips point. We want them pointing totally out away from you rather than rotating up towards the sky. Getting ready to go over on the other side. We've got 20 seconds. Here we go. 20, 19, 18. Lift the hips. 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, watch the hips, 5, 4, 3, push the ground away, 2, and 1. Great job. 1 round is done. Woo, feel that upper body beginning to awaken. Take a second, take a breath. Feel free to grab a sip of water, and then we'll get back into it. So now that you know what 1 round feels like, keep that in mind as you approach round 2. We have 4 total rounds, so 3 more to go after this. And you want to ask yourself, what can I do to get the most out of this workout? Do I need to dial it back a little bit? Is it too much for me? Do I need to add more repetitions? Do I need to go with a little bit more intensity, maybe a faster pace? What is it that I need to do to get the most out of it? Because you have that control over this workout. All right, let's start it up with the shrugs. We'll take that resistance band and go ahead and step into it. Feet are about hip distance or so. Hips go back. You're going to aim to stand tall. And then shoulders up towards the ears. Here we go. 10, 9. Exhale as you lift the shoulders. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lots of movement there with those. Next, we have the band pull apart. Let's get right into it. So you know that position. Hips go back, knees are bent a little, hands a little lower than the chest. Open up. 1, 2, 3. Draw the shoulder blades towards one another. 5, 6, 7. Use those muscles in the upper back. 9 and 10. Great job. Right into the face pull now. So you step into it, feet a little bit wider than hip distance. Option to twist that resistance band, or you can keep it as is, whatever works best for you. And then as you exhale, you're going to pull the hands up. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Be strong here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Almost halfway through the workout. So let's get right down into the side plank. Coming into your variation, either on the hand or the forearm, on the shin or the feet, or staggered feet, stacked feet, whatever feels best. We got 20 seconds here. 2, 3, 4, push the ground away. 5, 6, lift the hips. 7, 8, core strong. 9, 10, 10, 9, almost there. 8, 7, check in with the head. 6, you want it in line with the spine. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on down and take it over to the other side. So as you come into this next side, you want to think about lifting up, 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 rather than sinking down into the mat. Here we go, 20 seconds, head in line with the spine. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, lift up with the hips. 11, 10, lift up with the arm. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent job. Come on down. Whew, catch your breath, grab a sip of water. Round 2 is done. We have 4 rounds to go, which means we are halfway through. So as you approach this 3rd round, this is when it really starts to get a little bit more challenging. We want to be challenged, but not to the point that we lose our alignment. So be really mindful as you go into this. It's better to go slow and steady, get some really quality reps in, than go too fast and lose your alignment, thereby risking injury or strain. Okay, so we're going to start with the shrugs. We step into it here. Round 3, here we go, let's do it. We have 10 repetitions, let's go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. Band pull aparts are coming up next. We have the hands out in front, little bend in the knees, hips go back behind you, just a little bit. Core is braced, and we'll open up. 10, 9, 8, find the right resistance for you. 7, 6, squeeze those shoulder blades towards one another. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. As you step into it, feet a little wider than hip distance. Go ahead and twist that resistance band if that's your setup for today. Otherwise, stay as you are. Bend the knees, drive the knees out to the side. Don't let them cave in here. You're going to press down through the outside edges of the feet. Go ahead and brace that core as you exhale and lift the arms for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and 1. Whew. Great job. Going into your side plank, let's get right down into it. We have 20 seconds coming up. Coming down onto the forearm, we lift up through the top arm, reaching up. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Taking it over to the other side. Getting right up into it. We have 20 seconds here. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16. Watch the hips. 15, 14, 13. Check in with the alignment of the head. 11, 10, 9. Lift those hips. 8, 7, 6, reach up through the fingers, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on down. Whew. All right, last rest before our final set here. As we go into this final set, you want to ask yourself, what can I do to get the most out of the final set of this workout? Can I go faster? Should I dial it back? We're all going to need different things because we're all at different stages, right? And that's okay. We're all on our own journey as we're in this collective workout. So go ahead and grab a sip of water if you need it. Otherwise, let's get right into round 4. So we start with those shrugs. You'll take that resistance band. Go ahead and step right into it. Remember, feet are about hip distance. You're going to stand up tall before you shrug. Always exhale as you lift the shoulders towards the ears. Brace through the core. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one, 1. Great job. Woo, those band pull aparts are coming up next. So think about using the muscles between the shoulder blades to open up the arms rather than using the outer part of the arms to open up. Okay, keep that in mind. All right, hips go back behind you just a little bit. Core is braced, pelvic floor is lifted. We open up, 10, 9. Exhale as you open, 8, 7, 6, 5. Squeeze those shoulder blades towards one another. 3, 2, 1. Great job. All right, next up we have the face pulls. So you're taking your feet a little wider than hip distance and exhale as you lift the arms and go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 more, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. Next up we have the side plank. Last side plank that we're going to do. Come on down into it and then get right up. 20 seconds. 19, 18. Feel your strength here. 17, 16. Can you lift a little higher? 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on down. Take it over to the other side. We have 20 seconds. Let's go. Last move. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13. Strong here. 11, 10. Lift those hips. 9. Head in line with the spine. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Amazing job. Woo! Go ahead, give yourself a little pat on the back. We did it. Super proud of you. That was not easy, especially with this resistance bands. It's quite a lot. But adding this routine to your movement regimen a couple times per week will really help to improve your strength through your upper body. And then, of course, those side planks are going to hit the core as well, a little bit into the upper body as well, in those side planks. So, excellent job. Let's go ahead and cool it down. Meet me on the mat. Come down to sit. Let's inhale, lift the arms up overhead. As you exhale, we'll bend at the left elbow. Go ahead and cap it with the opposite arm. As you do this, be mindful of your chin. Sometimes we come way too forward here. So think about your chin being parallel to the ground, and then relax your shoulders away from your ears. On your next breath in, you're going to lift up out of that left side and go up and over to the right, creating some space in the left side body. As you breathe in, lift the arms up. We'll add a little twist here to the right. breathe in, lift the arms back up overhead, and go ahead and bend the right elbow. Be mindful about that chin. We want it to feel parallel to the ground. And then as you breathe in, lift up out of the elbow, come up and over to the other side. Create some space through the right side of the body. And release the hands, twist over to the left. As you breathe in, lift the arms up overhead. We'll lower the left hand down, take the right fingers to the left side of the head as you gently draw the ear towards the shoulder. We'll create some space through the neck here. This will feel really nice, especially after those shrugs. Begin to tilt the chin down towards your chest. That'll get a little bit deeper into it. Just take a deep breath here, noticing what that feels like through the neck, through the shoulders. Slower than you want to go, begin to release the fingers and lift the head back to a neutral position. Take your gaze to the right and then slowly to the left. And then as you breathe in, sweep the left arm up. Take the fingers to the opposite side of the head. Gently draw the left ear towards the left shoulder. Option to close your eyes and just kind of check in with what you're feeling through the right shoulder. Right upper trap there. Option to stay here or begin to tilt your chin down towards your chest. Get a little bit deeper into that stretch. Such a nice release for those upper traps. Begin to slowly release. Take your gaze to the left, then to the right. On your next breath in, go ahead and twist to the right, then over to the left. Take both hands to the knees. Reach the chest forward as you take your gaze up. Tailbone goes back behind you, up and back. You want to reach your chest forward. And then exhale. Round your back. Tuck your chin towards your chest. Inhale, pull forward. Take your gaze up. Tailbone goes up and back behind you as you arch your back. And then exhale. Round your back. Tuck your chin to your chest. And inhale, sit tall. That does it, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for working out with me. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, add this to your movement routine a couple times per week. Let me know how it goes for you, and I'll see you here next time.